Hey people, Intro here, 1v1, Calderis Refinery, blue side. Aboba with a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist going to infiltrate and disrupt some powerful offense and a bit of support up against Val.Hero on the red side with a Force Commander. Very good offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support. These guys are back at it then, it's a rematch. I believe Val.Hero was a Tech Marine last time though. I have no recollection of what happened because all the casts kind of blur together when you're sat here yelling into a microphone. But we'll see how it goes. Double termagants for Aboba, Val.Hero into some more scouts, I assume. Double shotguns perhaps, with sergeants and stuff. Val.Hero is pretty good with his grenades. And Aboba will most likely go into Raveners when he sees the double scouts, maybe even double Raveners, that'll be fun. Termagants are gonna meet scouts on the east side and win that fight. I believe, didn't last time Aboba went straight mid with the Lictor Alpha? Maybe I am remembering stuff. Are they gonna flesh hook this Force Commander here just to stop them capping and annoy them? Maybe? Might be able to flesh hook and then just run away in infiltration. Looks like they're not gonna bother. They want to decap this wreck point. Over on the east side, it's little scout bolter time. With their adorable little bolters. They don't do much damage. Termagants getting into melee with them here. Did they win this fight just by sheer numbers? I guess so. How do they attack it? It is headbutt you. The Termagants just headbutt you. I'm into it. I guess they've got some sharp teeth and stuff still. I mean, do they even need to eat really? Or does it just all gets poured into the reclamation pools or whatever? Tactical Marines here. Buffed by the Battlecry Force Commander who's already got a power sword. Makes the Battlecry buff for 15% per attack rather than 10. So you can get up to that 45% buff, and if you combine that with the Sacred Standard, some crazy buffs going on. Not sure exactly how they interact with each other. He used to get a plasma pistol, I'm pretty sure, with the power sword. I'm pretty sure. But the plasma pistol was like really bad. So they gave him the bolt pistol instead. Why can't I just make the plasma pistol better? Because that'll be a fun, flavorful thing. I think it was like 7 DPS or something, and not very accurate. So wasn't deemed very good. The bolt pistol is pretty badass. It's like 17 or 16 DPS. Give him a nice plasma pistol. I wonder if it was the same one that the Inquisitor starts with. Does anyone else get a plasma pistol these days? Does the Apothecary get one with his axe and the Tech Marine get one? I think they do. It's a nice grenade on that retreating Lictor Alpha. Got a decent hit. There wasn't super flush, wasn't completely perfect, but a nice hit. Scouts here with their sergeant. Knows how to chuck grenades, knows how to look at stuff really well too. Can detect infiltrated units. It must be a placebo effect, but I always feel like the scouts move slightly faster when they have their scout sergeant. I don't think they do. Maybe it just appears that way because they tend to spread out more. Grabbing that western contested power. Termagants capping the east side. We do have toxin sacks for both before Raveners come online. Was not expecting that. Toxin sacks are so great though. There's that crippling poison. And it's important against a Force Commander. Not only, you know, is he melee and you want to keep him away from you, but you don't want him proccing those Battlecry specials for the buffs. You can stop him attacking, wait for him to pop the Battlecry, then crippling poison, stop him getting those attacks. It's a lot less damage coming at you from all the bolt guns. No shotguns yet. Was expecting one shotgun before both the sergeants popped up, but they did, and they have. Tactical Marines down to 2 models. No sign of a flamer and a run at the power or anything. Lictor Alpha, I believe, starts with like 63 DPS melee. One of the highest, or maybe it is the highest. I think it is the highest. I think the Hive Tyrants slightly behind. Does not have a sidearm. Kind of makes up for it with that raw melee DPS. I love that charge animation when he just lifts up those giant talons. It's kind of frightening. Ravener Brood burrow striking in. Eating grenades, dodged one, did not dodge the other. Beautifully done by Val.Hero, waiting for them to engage in melee there, I think. Which makes it harder to move. Those scouts getting sneaky time? No, they're getting shotguns. I just saw the blue there. Are we getting double shotguns? Just one for now. The rest of the power went on those sergeants. Does have triple gens up, so we might see assault squad, although a lot of the power is being fed into the scouts and stuff at the moment. And of course that power sword. And Artificer's in. Just makes the Force Commander tankier. Getting some good power bashing though with Ravenous and double upgraded Termagants. Pretty good bashing force here actually. Might get all the gens, although they are being rebuilt. And here comes the Force Commander to have a word. Scouts looking for flanking grenades and stuff. Tactical Marines lending their bolter fire. There's a shotgun blast. They don't have the energy for the grenade anymore, but these guys do. They needed to keep moving, I think. Maybe move around this side to try and get one. Aboba is going to get away okay. Ravenous here are pretty low because they ate that grenade earlier. Force Commander grabbing the eastern contested power now. We've got Hormagaunts capping all over because it's double Ravenous and double Toxin Sacs is a lot of power, so the Hormagaunts probably aren't going to see their adrenal glands anytime soon. Happy to engage the scouts though, waiting for that grenade. You can tell it's coming because the energy flies down off the scouts. Was able to get out quite quickly there despite being in melee with a few of those models. This guy's been sneaky, ambushing there with the shotguns, taking out a model pretty quickly. Double Ravenous. I believe these guys have it's 19.19 DPS I think per model piercing, which is a lot. They used to have 22 piercing DPS back when you had to pay for the ranged upgrade. Oh, so long ago now. But yeah, double Termagants and double Ravenous in tier 1, they can really burst down a hero, a low level hero. Good thing he has that Artificer, eh? Might want to get his Iron Halo up. Val.Hero is sticking with double scouts here. I wonder if they're looking to go tier 2 with this. They might drop more. They might go tier 2 and then drop more Tactical Marines in immediately. They can get the red for it. Flesh Hook, and look at the damage the Force Commander's taking here. Might go down. Ravenous might need to switch to melee weapons. Does retreat a favourable direction, but I think there's still enough DPS. Yes, there is. Lictor Alpha got the last hit there. He's on his way to level 2, this guy. Oh, there's a drop pod. That's a dangerous place to drop Tactical Marines. They will have heavy cover from parts of the drop pod, but Lictor Alpha is straight on them. Brings the scouts in as a distraction, but look at the damage the scouts are taking now from those double Ravenous. It's almost 120 piercing DPS coming in from you from the double Ravenous, almost 60 each. A hell of a lot, especially if they're all firing at the same model. If it's like closer, obviously closer and stuff. I mean, even the Tactical Marines with their resistance to piercing from the heavy armor, and of course you saw it for the Force Commander, need to be careful on the power too. Trying to just take down the drop pod because it would act as a reinforcement point for Val.Hero. They should get some XP for it. I think they did. They're level 2 now. Pretty sure you get some red for it as well. These tacks have not been reinforced. And still tier 1. What's Aboba looking for here? They might be looking for tier 3 and Carnifexes quickly. The double Ravenous are doing some good work. I mean, they could run into a Dreadnought or something, but he must know that that power's been got a lot. And Val.Hero might not be tier 2 yet. Which is the case. They haven't even started their tier 2. Need to try and spread out. Make the Ravenous and Termagants split. You don't want them in the same place. All bursting down the same target. Nice grenade attempts. Almost got it. Force Commander's found some Termagants. We have lost the indicator for this guy. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, he's lost his plasma pistol. Just picked up what he could find. There's that crippling poison. You can chain it together with another. Surprised that the tacks didn't come into melee there, but I guess Ravenous are never far behind. Look at that damage on the Tactical Marines. That was a single burst from the Ravenous with the Termagants helping there. This guy's just standing behind heavy cover with bolt pistol shots trying to pick off models, and now the Ravenous come in. Battle Cry specials. Those guys weren't knocked over because they still had the knockback immunity window from the burrow strike. When a unit jumps or when it burrows, in the case of Ravenous, they do get a few seconds. I think it's 3 or 4 seconds of knockback immunity, so you can't so they don't get their animation like interrupted and get into all sorts of trouble with coherency and stuff. Nice grenade again, and they are getting that. I think it's 20% damage resist for being partially revealed there. You see, when they glow red, that means they're partially revealed. They get some range damage resistance. 313 to 427. Tier 2 finally for Val.Hero. Aboba splitting up for the caps. I mean, they did get their wreck point taken. And this one taken by scouts and stuff. That gen's pretty low. Lictor Alpha on sneaky mode. None of these guys can spot him. Force Commander still level 1 too. Has anything leveled up? Something must have. The scouts? Nothing has. So maybe they haven't even lost that many Termagants. And they are going straight to tier 3. Lictor Alpha is on the gen. What is this? That's Tactical Marines capping. Swarmlord might go to harass them. Those attacks aren't leveled, so... Oh, there's double scouts there though. With their shotguns and their grenades. Yeah. Took one look and backed off. And they did get the grenade, the Lictor Alpha. Sorry, they did get the generator, I mean. Tactical Marines here with the Sergeant. Might suggest that they're going to get the Stern Guard Veterans upgrade. There's the Burrow Strike. There's that Crippling Poison. So we're not going to see Venom Brood anytime soon for the ranged Synapse. I mean, maybe they'll bring it out in tier 3, but I imagine it's going to be Carnifex time soon. Which will be fun. Get a Thorn back, I say. Just charge it into stuff. Keep things busy, keep things occupied, keep things terrified. While the Raveners and Termagants dole out the DPS. Lictor Alpha, you get Lone Hunter and just skulk around. Trying to get onto the power. Double shotgun scouts with their sergeants. Can actually bash gens pretty well if you get close. Because remember, the sergeant himself also gets a shotgun. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same shotgun. I don't think he gets a better one. I don't think so. Maybe they should get that Venom Brood for the detector, right? The scouts are causing problems. Almost got the Lictor Alpha there. We're gonna pour DPS on them here. Yeah, I think it's a better idea maybe to focus the scouts and not the tactical marines. Those guys got wiped. Val.Hero, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe they thought they were infiltrated. Not sure if their energy ran out. I wasn't paying attention to their energy bar. But those scouts are down. That's a big win for aboba because those guys were causing all sorts of problems. Oops, well into tier 3 then. Is it straight into Swarmlord? Perhaps it is. I mean, what's nastier than a Tyranid ranged blob? One that can reinforce in the field. It is a Carnifex on the way. Starts off as a big old melee creature, but can get 3 pretty awesome upgrades. I think they should go for the Thorn back to give it more health and a charge. And that Ripper's spawn as well to tie up some tactical marines maybe. Any accessory for you, buddy? You're still level 1 this Force Commander, so we might see a... they've gone tier 3 Val.Hero. Might see a Terminator Force Commander then. Perhaps. Stern Guard Veterans on the field. Where are they? There they are. First company tactical marines that can change their ammo type to combat all targets. Their little skull means that they've got their Hellfire rounds loaded in for damage over time versus infantry and heroes. Which is aboba's entire army until the Carnifex comes rolling out. And there it is. There you see the acid effect on those Gormagaunts. But they've gone for Dragonfire now to combat units in cover and garrisons. Capillary Tower spawned, and here's your Carnifex. It's a big boy. No upgrades yet, but still has 1350 hit points, more than a Dreadnought out the gate, and big chunks of DPS with splash damage. 283 to 340. Lictor Alpha might grab that contested VP. Lots of damage on the Termagants. Hellfire rounds hurt, especially when you're going to get them buffed by a Force Commander. I'm not sure how the buff exactly works. Does it only buff the initial damage of the Hellfire round, or does it buff the damage over time? I mean, I think it's meant to buff all damage, right? I'm not sure though. He might only buff things that are counted as attacks, kind of thing. Can also throw down for the Emperor as well. I think they just popped Battle Cry, didn't they? Yeah. Can't get any attacks in though. Not much they can do against the Carnifex. I mean, the Stone Guard can load in their Vengeance rounds to do some damage to it, but they'll just get tied up. And it's another power bash here. Val.Hero is in trouble. I mean, they could turn it around with Assault Terminators, but can they get them out before they just get overrun here? Tactical Marines decapping. Scout trying to get their natural VP back. Those Hormigors have done some good work on that west side. There's the bash. It's full bash and probably a decap too. Lictor Alpha just skulking around the mid. Gone for the Toxic Cysts. Gives you a damage of a time effect around the Lictor Alpha and gives him some nice health regen as well as a flat health boost, although it's not very large, is it? It's only 100, I think. Yeah. Poor Lictor. And we do see a Terminator Force Commander here. Stormbolter, Power Fist, Teleporter pack, and he can still retreat. It does reset his level and just gives him a flat 2,500 hit points of heavy infantry armor, which is weird. Still have no idea why that's the case. Doesn't get commander armor, doesn't get super heavy infantry like other Terminators, just gets heavy infantry. I mean, it's a lot of it. Lictor Alpha gets away. There's the Battle Cry. Battle Cry Power Fist attacks there. Yes, Power Fist seem to have a very small AoE on their special attacks, which I guess makes sense. It's a single target weapon. Stone Guard doing their thing. Almost got to Ravener model, and here comes a Swarmlord for aboba. Looks like they saved up. They did not upgrade their Carnifex so they could get the Swarmlord out quicker. It's going to be a problem. Super unit for Tyranids. Powerful in melee, also provides a speed and reinforcement synapse, and it will speed up those Carnifexes too. Or the Carnifex, I guess. Scouts going for a decap, but they got caught by a bunch of angry, shooty Tyranids. Should be much more aggressive on this VP, I think, aboba. Should be decapping that thing, surely. Here's the Lictor. Coming out of base. They will be spotted by the scouts, which is why they're not bothering to infiltrate over there. Yeah, this is a mistake, I think. Not decapping the VP. Not bashing the power again. Maybe they're expecting Terminators to be called in any time, but you could still get on that VP, I think. There's that Lictor Alpha. Gone for the Lone Hunter. 50% more damage and 25% less damage taken. I've said it before, but I wish there was a visual cue when this was active. I'm not sure if there is, and it's just very subtle, but it would be cool if there was. 283 to 226. Goes after the Force Commander now. Does not have a weapon upgrade yet. And Super Heavy Infantry does have resistance against... Oh, he's not Super Heavy though, is he? Yeah, that's one of the big differences between Heavy and Super Heavy Infantry, is that Super Heavy does have resistance against regular melee damage and more resistance against piercing. These Marines are in trouble. Has Val.Hero forgotten about them? Or just letting them die? They are running now, and those are Rippers. They've come from a Capillary Tower though, I guess, because that's not a Thornback. And there's your Swarmlord. 4 Bone Swords. Just took all the Bone Swords that they had. He's got them all. Is this Scouts? Yeah, Scouts decapping. Stone Guard wiping Termagants, I think. Yep. While Raveners bash power. They got at least 2 gens there because that's being rebuilt. 1-to-1 cap. I feel like aboba should have a much larger VP lead right now. They are finally though on that natural. Here's Assault Terminators for Val.Hero. Swarmlords in base trying to wipe out these Tactical Marines, and they are not reinforcing. I guess they don't have the resources, eh? They do have the resources. Tactical Marines are going to be wiped. There we go. 283 to 191. And now the Swarmlord leeches some health from these guys. Assault Terminators then, these guys unique to the Force Commander. Much to the chagrin of Apothecaries and Tech Marines. I guess the Tech Marine does get the awesome Venerable Dreadnought. Would be cool if the Apothecary got something. Not sure what. Maybe a chaplain or something. Or Reclusiarch squad. I think that's a thing. Reclusiarch command squad, I think they're called, or something. Assault Terminators have a lot to take on here, because that is indeed a Thornback Carnifex. I don't think it increases the damage, but it does give a bunch more health and allows it to charge, which is very helpful for getting away. And the Lictor Alpha has got Corrosive Claws. A power melee weapon, so really bad news for Marines and Terminators, and debuffs them, making them take more damage and slows them down. Pretty amazing. Works on vehicles too. That's a power fist though, that is a power fist. Look at the chunks of health coming off that Lictor Alpha. Might go down here. Oh, Terminator Force Commander teleported out. Gets flesh hooked. Swarmlord and Carnifex are in base. Is this a big mistake? Val.Hero gets Devastators up, most likely to try and get a las cannon. Yep, las cannon's on the way. But they are fixated on the Terminators right now. There's that 50% damage resist though when they're in base. Ravener's able to come in because the turrets are focused on the monstrous creatures. Swarmlord might go down. Swarmlord, I think, will go down. Taken out by its own Tyranid formation, I believe. And the Terminators did not drop a model. Carnifex did wipe out the Devastators. Might need to charge away now, though. Yep, there's a charge. Even Terminators can't stand against a Carnifex charge. Gets out. I think they're scaled up quite a lot, the Carnifexes in this game, compared to how the tabletop models scale. I remember being kind of surprised how small the tabletop models seemed. Made them a bit bigger and scarier in Dawn of War 2. Looked pretty cool, I think. Scouts doing some decapping. Always be decapping. And somehow it's a 2-to-1 cap for Val.Hero. Aboba did lose their Hormagaunts and Termagants along the way, probably while I was looking at the Terminators and stuff. Stern Guard somehow do not drop a model there. Taking 2 swings from the Carnifex, who's level 2. Aboba, I think, should go for a Neuro Threat now, but it's probably very tempting to get more Carnifex action going. Maybe double Thornback. Strangle Thorn Cannon will be awesome, but it can also get teleported on and tied up like that. And then basically it's just moving away forever until the Terminator stop chasing. Genestealer Brood on the way for Aboba. It's one way to fight Terminators. Some melee superiority might force the Terminators to get their claws. Here comes a Predator tank now for Val.Hero. Can they get a model off these Terminators? I don't think they've lost one yet. Yeah, 25 power to reinforce, which seems like a bargain actually. I think that's still the case. Oh, for the Emperor on the Stern Guard with their Vengeance rounds loaded in. Gives them a 25% damage bonus, I believe. That's from the global bar of the Force Commander. And I assume it stacks with Battlecry and the Standard and all that stuff. Genestealers are up. Really powerful melee unit. Going for the Rending Claws. I think they should keep their default weapon for the power melee. 20 power to give these guys heavy melee, which won't necessarily help against Terminators and stuff. It will help against that tank, of course. But I think they should have just kept them in power melee. Save that power. So they've definitely seen the Genestealers. Are we going to see a Lightning Claw response, or is it just down to the tank to shoot those guys to death? Maybe we'll see a Flamer. Are we getting Lightning Claws on the Terminator Force Commander? Awesome. Is it 70 DPS? 95 power melee DPS with a 12 power melee splash. Nasty. You almost don't want to use your battle cry when you've got these claws equipped, because it slows down his attacks and does those really slow special attacks instead of the really fast kind of mincing regular attacks. Genestealer Brood going after the Predator tank. Force Commander's in there. I mean, the special attack does do that, that's for sure. Tanks getting shots in, and Genestealers are very easily dealt with there. Very easily dealt with. Teleported in, knocked them around, tank got shots in, and that special attack from the Lightning Claw Was doing a surprising amount of damage, I think. Maybe they buffed it at some point. I remember it feeling a little bit weak. Still the 2-to-1. Not sure what aboba is. Oh no, they've got the uncontrollable walker bug apparently. Yeah, another one of those bugs that is impossible to fix and track down. It's been in the game forever. Sometimes melee walker vehicles just become uncontrollable. Looks like he's controllable now. And Val.Hero, very gentlemanly and sportsmanlike, backs off the Carnifex so they can get it away. Apparently it's lag. Apparently it's a lag issue, thinks Val.Hero. Maybe little micro bursts of lag can cause them to become uncontrollable until you get back in sync or something. I'm not sure. I wonder if it happens to walkers with ranged weapons that are in melee mode as well. I'm not sure if multi-melter dreadnoughts do it or something. Here's another Carnifex for aboba. Maybe a venom cannon to put pressure on the Predator tank. I mean, it's under pressure right now, it's having to get repairs. I think a strangled thorn cannon, maybe. Maybe. Double thornback is so tempting. I mean, they're all great. It's the point. I still would have probably got a neurothrope. Really mess with the Terminators. They basically can't fight in that paroxysm. They need to back away. Genestealers, as we saw before, need to avoid that force commander. Seemed like aboba was happy to go in and fight him. That really didn't work out. Oh, Lictor Alpha being annoying. Look at that. Got a decap. Sneaky boy. Level 3 now. Has to retreat though. So might not be in the next fight. Rippers spawned out of the capillary tower. Got some fighting on the east side. Don't really get access to plasma or inferno PvP damage. Tyranids to shoot down heavy infantry super effectively. I mean, Raveners, as you can see, still doing a great job. Strangled Thorn Cannon is plasma cannon damage anyway, and the Lictor Alpha can get a plasma weapon. Plasma damage weapon, that is. Terminator Force Commander does get away. Terminator is killing the Rippers there. Do you get XP for Rippers? Like a tiny amount maybe? You get a little bit of red. 67 to 162. Val.Hero still with a 2-to-1 cap. Is this the fresh one? It's the fresh new Carnifex with a Venom Cannon. Anti-large target. Might be able to hit the Terminators a bit too. The other Carnifex is going to need to screen for it because it's going to get tied up. There it is. It might be worth, yeah, going after the Stern Guard instead. It takes so long to kill Terminators. It's a big push from aboba. Grabbing that central VP. Genestealers should be taking a circuitous route around, I think, to try and avoid that force command. Here he comes. He's low. That is really good damage from those Raveners on that guy, you know. What level are those fellas? Level 3 and level 2. And that's without the ranged synapse. Toxic Cysts is used. Is it Toxic Burst, the ability? Yeah. Gonna go down now, I think. Just stayed in there a bit too long. Did some good work though. Terminator's taking a lot of damage here. Need to teleport out. They have still not dropped a model. Grenade goes in. Hits one of the Raveners. Need to be decapping this, bud. Genestealers going for it, are they? It looks like the Termagants might go for it. Carnifex is chasing in. Hitting some retreating scouts. They did kill a model. Tank is getting shots on the Genestealers. Carnifex should have backed away, I think. Stern Guard is shooting it. The tank is right there. Happy to lose the Carnifex, maybe, knowing that they can replace it quickly. It's charged out. Perfectly judged by aboba, if it can escape, that is. The Terminators did not teleport after it. The tank could feasibly chase, but the Venom Cannon Carnifex is there to scare it, I guess. That's for the Emperor on the Stern Guard again. If that was popped a little bit earlier, I don't think the other Carnifex would have got away. But it has got away. Because it's a monstrous creature, it does slowly regenerate health and will regenerate it faster at base. The Venom Cannon Carnifex is screening here. Doesn't want that Predator tank to chase. Oh no. those were new Assault Terminators. I did not realize that. They now have double Assault Terminators on the field. All 6 models present. These guys are quite damaged though. I think Aboba should have pressured that VP more earlier on. I really think they should have. Did a lot of power bashing. But we're not on that VP enough, I don't think. Maybe it'll backfire here. Because double Assault Terminators is a lot of stuff. That Carnifex needs to heal. Aboba, pretty sure does have the population to get a Neurothrope, which would be pretty good. Predator tank being repaired. No sign of that las cannon on it. Wants to keep the autocannon, make it a bit more generalist, good for taking out infantry. And these guys go for the claws, look. They get less health, but become super scary against all infantry. They can now quite safely go up against those Gene Stealers, I think, especially since they don't have their melee synapse available. Down to just 30 VPs, Aboba. Termagants just trying to harass the power, I guess. Wonder if Aboba knows that there's 2 Terminators, or if they thought, like me, that was the same squad teleporting in. Force Commander puts 40 Emperor on himself. Oh, he's got an Assault Cannon now, that's why. Gonna throw out that crazy piercing DPS. Look at that. A lot of damage. Lictor Alpha goes after the time up. Gene Stealers moving in, but they're taking so much damage as they do so. They really haven't paid off, these Gene Stealers. Really haven't paid off. In fact, they have wiped out there. Down goes that Carnifex too. I think, yeah, Val.Hero has the game. And there's a concede from Aboba. Slight composition error. I think the Neurothrope would have been great, but I mean, it's hard to say. Maybe they would have teleported on the Neurothrope and made it super dangerous to keep around. Just more pressure on that VP earlier might have been enough to get the game, because Val.Hero only had 62 VPs there. Didn't panic. Got the Terminators up, and they really did the business. I don't think they lost a single Terminator model. They could just tank so much damage. But there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.